It all began when I was hiking alone in the mountains, enjoying the serenity and crisp air far from the chaos of city life. The stars were unusually bright that night, and the Milky Way stretched across the sky like a cosmic painting. I was lying in my sleeping bag, gazing upward, when a streak of green light shot across the sky, followed by a deafening boom. The sound came from a clearing not too far from my camp. Heart pounding, I grabbed my flashlight and made my way toward the noise. As I approached, the smell of scorched earth filled the air. In the middle of the clearing was a craft unlike anything I'd ever seen. Sleek, metallic, and glowing faintly with pulsating blue lights. The ground around it was charred black, and steam rose from its surface. Before I could process what I was looking at, the hatch opened. A figure emerged, tall and lithe, with silvery skin that seemed to shimmer in the moonlight. Her eyes were large and a striking shade of violet, and her long, flowing hair glowed faintly. She wore a form-fitting suit that looked like it was woven from liquid metal. We stared at each other for a moment, neither of us moving. Finally, she spoke, her voice smooth and melodic but laced with tension. "Don't scream," she said in perfect English, though her accent was unlike anything I'd heard before. "I wasn't planning on it," I managed to say, though my legs felt like they might give out at any moment. "Are you an alien?" She tilted her head, studying me. "Yes. And if you value your life, you'll pretend you never saw me." Kind of hard to do that now," I replied, gesturing to her spacecraft. "What happened? Did you crash?" She sighed and glanced back at her ship. "Let's just say I had a disagreement with someone who didn't appreciate my presence in this sector. My ship is damaged, and I need time to repair it." "I can help," I offered without thinking. She narrowed her eyes. "Why would you do that? You don't even know me." "True, but you seem like you could use some assistance. Besides, I've always been curious about extraterrestrial life. Guess this is my chance to learn." Her lips curved into a small, amused smile. "You're either brave or foolish, human. Perhaps both." We spent the next few hours working together. Her name, she told me, was Lyra. Her ship's power core had been damaged, and she needed a rare mineral to repair it. Luckily, I knew the mountains well and suspected we could find what she needed if we ventured deeper into the wilderness. As we hiked, Lyra revealed bits and pieces about herself. She was on the run from her galaxy's authorities, who had branded her the most wanted criminal. When I pressed her for details, she hesitated before answering. "I challenged the Council of Zenith," she said, her tone defiant. "They rule my galaxy with an iron fist, exploiting countless worlds for their own gain. I exposed their corruption, stole their secrets, and rallied resistance groups against them. They've labeled me a terrorist, but all I've ever wanted is freedom for my people." "That sounds heroic," I said. "Not criminal." She laughed bitterly. "In the eyes of tyrants, heroism is always a crime." We eventually found the mineral she needed, embedded in a rocky outcrop. As I chipped away at it with my tools, Lyra kept watch, her violet eyes scanning the darkness for any signs of danger. When we returned to her ship, she quickly set to work repairing the power core. I marveled at her skill and the advanced technology she wielded. Hours passed, and as dawn began to break, the repairs were complete. "Thank you, human," she said, turning to me. "You've shown me kindness when you had no reason to. For that, I owe you." "You don't owe me anything," I said. "I'm just glad I could help." Her expression softened. "There's one more thing I must tell you. By aiding me, you've put yourself in danger. If the Council learns of your involvement, they won't hesitate to eliminate you." "Well, that's comforting," I said, trying to keep my voice light despite the knot forming in my stomach. "I can erase their knowledge of this encounter," she said. "But it means wiping your memory of me as well." The thought of forgetting everything that had happened, meeting her, learning about her fight for justice, Witnessing the wonders of her technology filled me with a deep sense of loss. But I knew it was the safest option. "Do it," I said quietly. "But promise me one thing. Don't give up. Keep fighting for what's right." She nodded, her eyes shimmering with an emotion I couldn't quite name. "I promise." She placed her hand on my forehead, and a warm, tingling sensation spread through me. As my vision blurred, the last thing I saw was Lyra's face, her violet eyes filled with determination. When I woke up, I was lying in my tent, the morning sun filtering through the fabric. My gear was packed as if I'd never left the campsite. The clearing where her ship had crashed was untouched, the ground pristine. It felt like a dream, but deep down, I knew it wasn't. Months passed, and life returned to normal. But every now and then, I'd look up at the night sky and feel a strange sense of longing, as if a part of me was missing. And sometimes, when the stars aligned just right, I'd catch a glimpse of a green streak in the sky and wonder if Lyra was out there, still fighting for freedom in a galaxy far, far away. One night, as I stared at the heavens, lost in thought, a faint, familiar sound broke the silence. A whisper of static filled the air, followed by a soft, melodic hum. I turned and saw a small device lying on my porch, sleek and metallic, glowing faintly with a pulsating blue light. Beside it was a single note etched into a strange, shimmering material. "Thank you, human. The fight continues. Lyra." I held the device in my hands, a smile spreading across my face. She hadn't erased all of herself after all. Somewhere out there, among the stars, Lyra's light still burned brightly. And now, a piece of her journey remained with me, a reminder that even in the vastness of the universe, connections can transcend time and space.